Hello everyone. So the update just dropped and there are around 6 notices in total. So I'm just gonna read through of them. We'll see what updates there are, what events the game released. I just took a brief overview of all of them, and I skipped one of the notices because it mostly involves, I believe, a recommendation for some kind of a download or something like that, so that's quite irrelevant to most of us, so I'll not include it. Actually, just to be sure, I'll actually check which one I've skipped. And it is, oh, it's actually, yeah, the handy guide on professions. I'm gonna skip it since it's not an update, but rather one of these, what they're called, little guides from the developers themselves. Like we've been getting ones with monsters and stuff like that. So it's not related to an update, so I'm gonna skip it for now. So the first one is Pioneer Verification event. This one is pretty simple. You go in game, you take a screenshot of a Pioneer and you submit it in some kind of form. I forgot where was it, but it might be in-game. So yeah, let me see. Take a screenshot of the new Monster Pioneer after acquiring it during the event period and insert the screenshot to the gallery bulletin board on the official form. So it should be somewhere here, right? Gallery, yeah. Let me check it out. And yeah, I can see people are already submitting Pioneers. So basically you submit a photo and by a random chance, there will be 50 winners, 10 of each, and people will be receiving either light and dark scrolls or legendary wind, water, or fire scrolls based on the which color of the pioneer you submit a screenshot of. So if you had a pioneer or if you see a pioneer in game, make sure to grab a screenshot and submit it here for a chance to win some rewards. Okay, moving forward. Recommended update notice. This one's also pretty simple. There's been some stability upgrades. So if you are running either PC, Steam, or Apple versions of the game, make sure to download the update to this version. It should most likely either reduce lag or make the game a bit more stable, so less crashing and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not forced, but it is recommended for a more smooth gameplay. So if you're on any of these three platforms, I mostly play on Android, so it doesn't affect it, but uh, for some gameplay that I do on PC, it will definitely be useful as well. Moving on, there is a login event. It will be lasting until the 29th, so almost a week from now on. And you'll be getting some items. So the items are not insane. So travels for the, I believe, the Bastet event, right? Let me see. Yeah, collect travels. So you could get additional Bastets if you haven't already. Raid tickets, Path of Growth tickets. So just a few tickets. It seems like these are some either food or ingredients for food. So yeah, just a few random tickets, nothing special. Don't be stressed if you missed this one, since the rewards are not that insane. Yeah, moving forward, this was the Thanksgiving event. So it says developers note, but the developers note was a different notice. I'm not sure why this is it. Yeah, it's just a message from the developer team thanking you for all the support about the game so far. And they actually provided two redemption codes for one of each scroll for the elements and some premium evolution items. And if you don't know this yet, you can actually redeem them by going to your menu, clicking on this icon, and at the very bottom, oh, it seems like they have removed it, right? Okay, I'll have to get back on you with that. I know there was a different redemption screen in the website somewhere, so we'll have to search for it at the end. But basically, make sure to redeem these two codes. They last for almost half a year, so there's no rush in redeeming them. Yeah, I'll try to, if I don't forget, I'll try to include a link on where to redeem it. Or maybe it might be here, actually. Yeah. So, CS code you will find in-game. This is basically your character code. And you will enter the code here. So like this. I don't have my CS code for now, but I'll redeem it later. and once you use the coupon, the items should appear in your inbox right here. Okay, going forward with the big notice, so the event itself. Not the event, but the update itself. So the main features of this are the new dungeon, or the new raid rather, and the new monsters. There's actually more monsters than just pioneers, so we'll get over those. Right, so the new dungeon, it's White Shadow Castle. I've read that it will be included in those either main story quests or area exploration quests, so I'm not sure where they will show up exactly. Let me see, maybe it's in area exploration. No, this one is completed. It might be this. But yeah, I'll have to check it out later on. But I heard that there's a new quest basically. Yeah, the two new area exploration quests. So White Shadow Castle has been added to Florence area exploration. So it is most likely in the area exploration. And where is Florence? So second to last basically. It seems to. I see. So I might have not completed some quests yet, so I haven't unlocked, but yeah, there's 3 new quests, and you can actually get an item that is 5 stars plus 2 awakened stars, so that's amazing. And the Betrayed Mythos, so this is the new dungeon that appears. I'm not sure if it shows up if you haven't completed the... Oh, it does show up, nice. Yeah, so you can join until you complete the event, but it seems like it gives even better items than the Elite Foggy Prison, as it has 2 Awakened Stars on top of it. So yeah, this will be an amazing new late game dungeon. We'll check on it later on. The outfit you get from it gives, if you equip the full set, it gives Archer type monsters 38 attack. I'd say don't focus on the set too much, since this bonus is super minimal and definitely won't make that much impact. You can get the Hero Legend equipment, yep, raid currency, you've already been able to get it from the Foggy Prison, so nothing new here. Equipment crafting materials, outfit crafting materials, and profession materials. Right, you can additionally enhance the Legend Great Spirit Nightmare equipment using equipment crafting materials obtained in the White Shadow Castle. So yeah, just more materials. And the way you access that was already shown. Right, 2 native exploration requests, we already looked at those. And yeah, you get light and dark 5-star. Oh, that's how they call it, 2 awakening, okay. Okay, so new monsters, pioneers. This is mostly, I'm not sure, yeah, this mostly covers the event. So there's an event where you can now summon all 3 pioneers, similar to the Ifrit. If you summon 200 scrolls, you get a guaranteed one. So we'll look over the skills, and I'll give you my recommendations of which one it would best to go for. Based on Summon as well as Sky Arena, I would say the water one will most likely be the best one, but we'll look over the detailed skills and we'll decide by then. Okay, so yeah, the event, yep. I saw this, Collection Challenge Season 1, so it looks like this is some kind of a month-long event where you have to do some task by mostly delivering items, and you get a lot of rewards. So the first one, deliver any fruit, branch, peach, mango. This will be super easy since you get a lot of those from those random reward boxes, and it rewards 3 mystical skulls and a lot of enhancing equipment basically. Then equipment challenge, deliver 2-star magic weapons, up to 4-star weapons, so you'll have no trouble getting those from the Path of Growth and Subjugation, since you can get up to 5-star equipment here, and you'll get rare or hero equipment from the bonus dungeons, and if you need blue or green one, you'll be getting from any other dungeon that doesn't have a bonus. Okay, coming back to it. It seems like most of these are heroes, so yeah, you'll need to do a dungeon with the bonus applied. And the rewards will be hero rune box. Most of these are quite useless, except this one might be pretty decent. But if you are able to do level 14 or above dungeons, this one should not be that important for you. This seems to be similar to this one, it's just that it's one rune, or one box of a rune. I'm not sure how many runes the box contains, but seems like it's similar to this one. Monster Piece Challenge, deliver pieces. So basically you deliver a lot of dupes. This one looks super easy as well, since 100 pieces of 3-star units is not a lot. You get plenty of those if you just complete the game's content. And yeah, in total I have over 4,000 of the 3-star ones and over 5,000 of the 2 and 1-star ones. So you'll just be able to select a certain amount. Let me just make it. Yeah, so if you do 83, so you can select a certain amount of that, certain amount of that, and you will be able to most likely split it among other units. So those units that you do not intend to build, or the families of the units that you don't intend to build, you'll most likely be using those. And the rewards will be 2 scrolls of each element. And let me see, 3-star hero weapon box, so that one's quite useless. That is quite useless as well. And this one, it's okay-ish, but you get better rewards from Foggy Prison, so if you can do that one, it will most likely not be useful for you either. Rune Challenge, deliver 3-star magic runes, 5-star magic runes. So the first two should be pretty easy. You can do 5-star magic runes as soon as you hit level 9 in any dungeon, I believe. Was it 9 or 10? Let me check. This is the main dungeon I do, and yeah, once you hit level 9, you have access to 5-star runes of their quality. And okay, the hero there and there. Okay, so for the hero runes, both 4-star and 5-star, you will need to do one of the bonus dungeons, most likely, or the level 14 and 15 ones, since this is where the hero level runes drop. But it will be way easier to do the bonus dungeon, since you can do level 9 and still get hero tier runes. So yeah, this one's pretty self-explanatory. The rainbow mods are okay. Now this reward should be pretty good compared to the rest. 6 legend runes. I know the legend rune drop rate, if you can farm, for example, level 14 is pretty low. And I know I only have a few legend tier runes. Let me try to sort them out real quick. So yeah, I've been farming a few dungeons at level 14 for like, I'd say 100 entries each. And yeah, this is all of the runes of legendary quality that I can show for. So it'll definitely be a very good addition to your progress. And the last one is material challenge. So deliver any fruit, mango, fish. A lot of these you will also already have if you complete either your daily requests or the regular story and daily exploration. If you do not, you can quite easily get the missing materials. So you just check on the material tab if you already have. So yeah, for example, this is ice mango. Let me see where the regular mangoes at. So yeah, I have 179, so I'll need a bit more. And you can click on this little location icon. It will show you every place where you can gather the items, and it will automatically walk you to it. Once you're there, you can just use one of the tools that you have. So for gathering, you use gloves, and for mining, you use pickaxes. In my opinion, both of those will be most easily acquired either through the guild shop, where you can get legendary and hero ones here. And if you're deciding on which one to buy, always go for legendary, since they give both more move speed and more durability per price, basically. The other place to get these items is one of the merchants, I believe, in this main town. Uh, I'm not sure if I can find it right now, but it might be the general merchant. I'll move to it while we're reading the update. And yeah, so basically just gather some materials. Most likely this one will be the hardest, since fishing takes quite a lot of time. And the rewards are enhancement shards, one enhancement shards. Yeah, these rewards are nothing special, but the Devilmon will be quite big, since you can skill up a skill of a Nat 5 unit. And yeah, let me check the merchant. I believe it was it ingredient? No, it was tools. Yes, you can purchase the purple ones for tanky each, and this will be 100 durability for each item. So it's always worth it buying this one based on the price and the durability you get. Plus, it makes gathering speed way faster than the blue and the green ones. So yeah, go for these if you have coins. If you don't have coins, you can go for the guild ones. Spires of Ascension expansion. So 20 additional floors has been added, it seems. I haven't worked on my colored ones, only the water, since I have this team. Oh yeah, I don't need to enter. Yeah, so it was 50 floors total, and now it's 70, it seems. And coming to the new monster. So first of all, what popped up here? Okay, 5-star pioneers. Let us read their skills. So the fire one, damage based on max HP. Active skill 1 is fires a ball of energy to deal damage on the target's enemy max HP. That's pretty good for bosses mostly. A block beneficial effect. Oh, that could be useful for... Wait, let me actually finish all of the skills. Follows the providence of yin and yang to deal damage based on the target's max HP to enemies within the area, and so AoE attack. Removes all beneficial effects, reduces mana upon moving a beneficial effect on the enemy summoner. So a bit more PvP focus since it reduces mana. And both skills seem to deal max HP damage. No, actually all 3 skills, including the first one. Ultimate grasps the providence of yin and yang to attack enemies within the area 4 times and removes all beneficial effects per hit. It reduces mana with... So very similar to the second active skill. So yeah, all 3 skills basing on max HP and 2 strips plus the beneficial blocks. So it will be super useful for both the Forgotten Earth Shrine and Lava Cave, in my opinion. This one, I believe, does not have that many buffs, but it should still be useful since it's the wind element and a fire unit that deals damage based on max HP on all 3 skills. So it's very similar to the light Amazon that does damage based on max HP skills and could be a decent boss killer. Of course, you will need to fully skill up before he becomes kind of useful, so that might be a problem. But yeah, overall, looks definitely pretty decent. Okay, the fire one, I'm expecting this one to be the best one of the 3 regular elements. So let's see. Basic keyboard, no, not that. Uses the order of... Wait, let me see. Okay. So continuous recovery, shield immunity. Yeah, so basically this one is a buffer / healer sort of type. Active skill uses the order of nature to apply continuous recovery to nearby allies. Applies additional continuous recovery if the ally has shield. So to be... Wait, this one gives shield and immunity. Yeah, so he kind of needs to do a combo of third skill plus second skill. If he does it in the different order, you will be losing on an additional recovery HP buff. But yeah, it's just an overall sort of a safety unit. It's a good mix between Bastet that's currently available from the event and Konamiya. So it could be a decent mix of part of those elements without more of an offensive buff. So yeah, overall looks pretty good. I'd say nothing amazing, but also not bad at all. So yeah, the wind one will mostly specialize in damage taken up, so the buffs, undeniable damage, so anti-revive and attack buffs, it seems. Okay, let me see. Fire is a ball of energy and applies damage taken up, so could be decent for long-lasting units like bosses. Drops lightning to attack the enemy target and deals death penetrating damage if the target HP is below a certain ratio. Targets defeated by this cannot be revived. So this one seems like a really PvP based unit where you are going into teams with a lot of revivers or really tanky units since it applies the buff to, or a debuff rather, to do increased damage. And it seems there's a link skill, so this is referring to the unit that is set as your depth monster, so in the bottom slot here. Drops lightning to deal death penetrating damage to enemies within the area target. I'm not sure how that will work. Maybe that's the awakening bonus, actually. Let me check real quick. Ah, fans, not that book. So monster book, wind one, and let us see the pioneer. So does it change? Yeah, it looks like it changes. So that might be an upgrade after awakening. So what exactly changed here? With target below HP, death penetrating damage within the area, right? So this one activates a link skill. So basically, it automatically uses a skill from this item, I suppose. And cannot be revived, cannot be revived. I'm not sure what's the difference here, since it seems like this link skill is weaker than the first skill. So it can be the awakening, I think. But yeah, we'll have to see how that works, since I'm a bit confused here. And the ultimate is drops lightning to attack enemies 4 times. Oh, 4 times now. Okay. It applies attack up to itself if it defeats the enemy. The ultimate is nothing special. It only applies after you defeat an enemy. But you mostly need the attack up before you defeat the enemy. So I'm not a fan of this unit, to be honest. Okay, now the light and dark ones. So we're never getting any of these unless you work at Comptos, basically. So HP recovery, immunity to soul protection, and revive. So yeah, this one is similar to the water one, but more of a revival sort of type. So similar to that, immunity to nearby allies, recovery is on HP. Okay. The philanthropic heart of pioneers press to apply, yeah, soul link and revives all. It seems like this time it only revives one target instead of all of them, like in the previous game. And it needs the 5-star awakening thing. So it seems like this might be an upgrade to it. And the ultimate is very similar to the second skill, except it revives 3 monsters, it seems. And it also recovers HP now with the area per revive, the recover monster. So yeah, he's gonna be a really HP focused, sort of a resistant evasion type of unit. So most likely in your back line, making all of the heals and shield, not shield, but heals, immunity buffs, and reviving. Alright, and the dark one, so still beneficial effects, continuous recovery, attack up. Turn it again. First skill fires a ball of energy to attack the enemy 2 times and deals increased damage if Pioneer has more than 3 beneficial effects. That requires a lot of setup. I don't like that, since if you are using, for example, only a Shannon or only a Bastet, you will only have 2 beneficial effects. So I don't see this one working that often. So not a big fan of the first skill. Follows the providence of yin and yang to attack enemies within the area and steals a beneficial effects on the target. This could be useful for some bosses, but he might be more PvP focused, I think. Applies continuous recovery and attack up to itself with a certain chance if it successfully steals enemy beneficial effects. So, oh, this is a passive skill after you awaken him, and applies continuous effect and attack. It's only to itself, so it's also sort of a very solo type unit, so I'm not a big fan of it, especially when there are units that give attack buffs and sometimes death buff or shields, so like Bastet and Shield to the whole team. So yeah, not a big fan of this. Grasp the providence of yin and yang to attack enemies within the area 4 times. Each hit has a certain, so yeah, you steal more effects with this one, or rather you have more chances to steal since it hit 4 times. Has a certain size to steal. So yeah, just to steal. So basically he's a really good stripper, but other than that, he's nothing special. Okay, coming back to the other units. So as I mentioned, not only the pioneers have been released, but we also have some 4-star units. So the 4-star Liches, have been added. You already stored the fire one in one of the dungeons. So this one, if you have been doing it, so yeah, it's a little mini boss before the main boss. So the first time you do each dungeon, you will be fighting the fire lich. So you can already sort of expect what it does, but now we're getting them ourselves. So let's see, the active skill pulls enemies within the area towards the center of the sinkhole, attacking them 5 times and covers HP based on the damage dealt. On the last hit, deals death penetration damage to the attack target if Liches has full HP. So very situational as well, and most likely best used with when he's already full HP. So it could be decent synergy with units that give shields. So like it could be a decent one with paired with Bastet, I would say. And the second skill applies attack up and crit up to itself, decreases the cooldown of Sinkhole. So it mainly focuses on just cycling the first skill a lot. I mean, it could be decent AoE damage, but I really don't like the second skill since that I don't like the secondary attack up since if you are using it for the first skill, you most likely already want to have attack up before doing the damage. So yeah, it sounds decent for just raw damage, but other than that, I'm not a big fan of it. Aha, 4-star Lich Water one. So attacks random enemies within the area 3 times and removes attack up and death up. In addition, applies attack down if Lich successfully removes attack. So if it has attack up and down, attack up and death buffs, it basically exchanges them for debuffs. Second skill applies attack to itself. I don't like this at all. This is not enough. Let me see actually the cooldown since this seems like such a lackluster skill that it better have like a very low cooldown. So yeah, this one is 30 seconds. Okay, it's 18 seconds, so it's sort of a self-sustaining unit, I suppose. Okay, Lich becomes immune to CC effects and it has the cooldown of Deadly Touch. So the first skill with a certain chance when it attacks an enemy target with attack up or death up. The target is a boss, additionally decreases the cooldown of Deadly Touch. So the first thought I have, just because it is water element and it removes attack buff and death buffs, it will be super amazing for this one, since the main strategy for this boss is removing attack up and death up effects, since those he can stack them up to level 10 really fast and allowing you to cycle the first skill, especially combined with the passive, and constantly remove those effects. I think he's gonna be the top tier unit for that boss. The problem is he's a nat 4, so it will take some time before you can skill him up. But after you skill him up quite a bit, he'll be, in my opinion, he'll be amazing, and I'll definitely be looking forward to building him since that's the dungeon I found the most. The Wind Lich, let's see, attacks random enemies within the area, and each chance has a chance to apply death down and stun. Targets defeated with this skill cannot be revived, so already pushing it towards more PvP side. Applies shield to itself, not a fan of this as well, since a big lackluster. I'm guessing it will have a low cooldown as well, similar to the water one, but I just don't like when units have like such short skills, especially when you can get these items from, for example, if I run Bastet, the second skill becomes essentially useless. Increases damage dealt. This is a passive, okay. Increases damage dealt if the target's HP is below a certain ratio. In addition, critically increases when the Lich has shield. So if you pair it with another shield unit, he could be seeing at this passive working pretty much all the time. I don't know. The first skill seems decent because of the debuffs, since Death Down and Stun are huge debuffs, but I don't know, I don't like the second skill, and the passive skill is a bit lackluster as well, since like below a certain HP ratio, but after that HP ratio, the Death Down becomes sort of irrelevant, and the Stun becomes a big lackluster, since what if you like just die before you are able to get the enemy to a certain HP, you know. So yeah, not a huge fan of this, but still better than the fire one in my opinion. The light one was super annoying in the main game, so let us see how it works here. I believe actually he was a boss in one of the TOA stages now. Pulls enemies within the area, attacking them 5 times, and apply undercoverable. Okay, that covers its HP based on damage dealt, and invincibility. So this could be sort of a PvP based unit. It definitely won't be used for PvE much, so don't expect him to be brought into all of the dungeons, raid and stuff like that. And passive, if it's attacked with a skill while having invincibility, increases. So it's mostly sort of a cheese counter to the enemies that have a lot of attack speed, I suppose. So he could be decent for arena defense, both as a unit that wastes a lot of time, as well as a threat to teams that specifically cannot counter him. So I quite like this passive actually. I'm not a fan of the second skill, but out of all those self-buffing skills from all the Liches, this one's definitely the best, since it directly works with the passive, and the passive is quite amazing. And the dark one will be attacks random enemies 3 times, deals damage based on the poison level. Okay. Each hit has a chance to apply death down. Not bad. Pulls the enemies within the area towards the center of the sinkhole, attacking them 5 times, and each hit has a certain chance to apply poison. That covers its HP based on the damage dealt. So could be a decent boss killer as well, since it gives both defense break and poison effects, which poison is super effective against bosses. And the passive skill increases damage dealt to the enemy target and increases damage taken by Lich if the enemy hit. Don't like the passive at all. I mean, yeah, it sort of doesn't synergize with the rest of the unit, but I'm a big fan of the other two skills actually. So yeah, this one should be pretty decent. I'd say it could be a decent addition to your dungeons teams. And the new event, Black Friday special gift free. So it's most likely in the shop, right? Yep, you can just grab it here. 3 scrolls, essence, path of growth, and 3 field orders. And it seems like there's new packs. So 2 devil mons. What else has good value here? This is a transcendent scroll. Okay, legendary scrolls. I'd say this one's not worth it at all. Yeah, not a big fan of these packs. Okay, going over. So, oh, make sure to grab this pack actually today, since it only lasts for 1 day, it seems. And going forward, this is this Ifrit Thanksgiving event. Okay, so this one lasts for 2 weeks until December 7th. Event details: give Pekkan Pie to Ifrit and summon a 5-star Ifrit Wind and 4-star Griffon Dark. So most likely getting a guaranteed summon of both of those. Pekkan Pie can be obtained through the Pekkan Pekan Pie evade. Okay. After completing 30 challenges, you can repeat the process again. Oh, so you can actually get multiple ones, and it will most likely be similar to the Bastet one, where you can get like a bunch of Bastets and skill her up fully. By the way, if you don't know about this yet, you actually don't get Bastet as an RNG unit, but you get her always on the last attempt. So don't expect to go for it like and hit 3 shells and expect to get a Bastet, since that's not gonna happen. It always comes on the last pull. Okay, so the event, mostly completing task, seems very similar to the Bastet task. We just do Path of Growth, Essence Dungeons, Expedition, stuff like that. Okay, it's most information. Okay, so the Wind Ifrit. Attack enemy target and increase the duration of dot on enemies on the near target. Does he have dots though? Hits the ground to deal damage based on his max HP to enemies within the area, so AoE, and applies electric shock. let me see what the electric shock actually does, because I quite forgot. Electric shock, where are you? Okay, electric shock. What does it do exactly? Takes damage by a certain amount of ratio, any chance to take twice the damage. So very similar to poison and burn, but for wind elements, I suppose. Okay, and Super Crush hits the ground to deal damage based on its max HP to enemies within the 8. So yeah, two abilities that apply electric shock. Oh no, oh boy, I'm stupid. That was the same ability. Now that Macrush approaches the target and deals damage based on the damage over time level by launching a powerful attack on enemies, stuns the target with a certain chance if the target has damage over time. I don't like that ability since it's sort of situational for the dot. So unless you run a specific unit that runs dots, so like for example a Dark Lich with him, it will be very hard to synergize the skill. But actually, if you think about it, the Dark Lich plus this Ifrit, so you deal more damage based on dots, plus since the Dark Lich gives defense break AoE as well. So if you somehow manage to do a combo of Dark Lich into the Wind Ifrit damage, that could be potentially very damaging. And Ultimate Mark Rush approaches the target, deals damage based on damage over time, launching powerful stuns. Yup, so very similar to that one. Yeah, and continuing, so this is the other Griffon that we're getting, the dark one. I haven't did the skill, so let's go over it here. Attacks the enemy, apply speed attack up to itself with a second chance. Okay. Jumps swiftly to attack the enemy target and applies crit rate up. So very self-buffing unit it seems. Both attack speed up and crit rate up. Wraps a refreshing breeze around its target to apply damage taken down and drain damage to itself. Oh, so he just gets 4 buffs? Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, he seems bad. He just seems bad, I don't know. I don't recommend basically using him. That's all. And yeah, Pumpkin. Oh, actually, let me check. Are these events already live here? So we could check. Yeah, so the pie event, let's see. Path of Growth 5, 3 Essence Dungeons, 25 Expeditions, Brawl Arena, Enten Challenge. I mean, we can't even do Brawl Arena yet. Completed a beat request. Okay, and participated in Field Event. That's gonna be a bit annoying. And how many can you open? You can open 50. And you get these rewards. Let me see. So you get the Ifrit, some pieces, some dark pieces, Light Golem, Water Grim Reaper, and Wind Charger Shark, a bunch of Rainbow Mons and Angel Mons. So yeah, these awards are nothing special. I mean, these pieces, all of them, including the Dark Griffon, won't be any useful. I mean, you can summon one for a collection, but other than that, I do not recommend building him. Rainbow Mons are quite useful, Angel Mons, just for leveling your units and account level. So yeah, it seems like you need 30 and 50 pies, so 1.5k pies to open. And you get, for example, Path of Growth, you do 5 runs and get 40 of these. It'll be a bit harder than the Bastet one, it seems, but definitely still possible to obtain quite a few of those. So yeah, pumpkins for the harvest season event. This one also runs for 2 weeks. Complete daily missions and get Thanksgiving hair accessory as well as various rewards. Okay, so we're getting a little costume for your summoner. And and that's it. No more explanation. Wait, which one was it? Oh, it's very similar to the one we had on the release day, where you just each day you unlock a new set of quests and you can delete them, you can complete them. So for me, I just waited until day 7 since all of them have been unlocked and then just completed them all in one day. So it should be pretty easy to do later on, especially. Conquer the attribute towers 2 event. Attribute tower 70 floor expansion is here. Get angel more legend scroll according to the cleared floor from 51. So this one, wait, where's the event? Can we find it? Can we find it? Pumpkin harvest, no, not this one. Is it this one? Nope. This one? Nope. Wait, is the event here? Oh, it's this one, okay. So what's the goal here exactly? Use mystical scrolls to summon monsters. Oh, so you just summon scrolls? Oh, holy. You need 2000 mystical summons? Lads, nah. I mean, the rewards are insane, but there's so 2000 mystical. I had trouble getting 200 for the Ifrit event. Yeah, so realistically, I can see it going to maybe like 300 or 350, but past that, it will be mostly a pay-to-win event, since there's no way you're getting 2000 mystical scrolls in, what, 3 weeks. So yeah, very pay-to-win event. You can get some free-to-play rewards, so for casual players, what's gonna be like 10 mysticals, 12, I'd say, no, 350 is what you can complete, so until here, let's say, so you're looking at like 30 mysticals, 2 legendary scrolls, and what is it, 3k, 6k, 12k, so like 80,000 crystals, 18,000 rather. I do not recommend spending crystals on summons for this event, since crystals should mostly be used for refreshing your dungeons, raids, expeditions, stuff like that. Okay, the event period, yeah, so just using mystical scrolls and incoming guild request event. Complete guild request to get guild coins, skytones, and devil mode. Devil mode will be a huge reward here. Mouse can be obtained 3 times a day. So this one, it seems like it is only the guild requests you do. It does not involve the rest of the guild. So that's quite good for people who have a less active guild, so you don't need to rely on other teammates to do these. And yeah, the rewards, all of these don't look that good, especially except rather the Devilmon. So yeah, nothing special for the first 9, and the Devilmon is the main one. And new improvement changes profession. A recipe that can craft durability restoration stones with enhancement shards will be added to processing. Uses 50 enhancement shards on 1000 gold. That is amazing, since currently getting these durability restoration stones was super hard, and you need a lot of those to get even close to maxing your what's it called, units. So yeah, look at that. You will need processing 7, which is quite a lot, but the recipe is super cheap since you get a lot of these enhancement shards from farming various dungeons that give equipment. And doing these ones was quite expensive, so this should be amazing. 20 daily limit, I don't see it hitting you that often unless you have plenty of these. But yeah, this is amazing, and it requires processing 7, which actually shouldn't be too hard since it seems like I already have 6, and most of it has been from quests, I believe. So just mining quite a bit of materials, but you should be able to unlock it pretty easily. And the existing durability restoration stone crafting recipe will be adjusted to the new recipe. I see, okay. Rupture dungeon spores have all be adjusted to 20,000 gold. So is that adding 20,000 or uh wait. Rupture dungeon support rewards will be adjusted to 20,000 gold. But this one still gives gold, so this one still gives sky stone, so I'm not sure what they mean by this. Field event, the target to the how to make friends event will be adjusted. So yeah, as predicted in the previous video, they lowered it to 100 since it is really hard to get past that 100 to 120 mark whenever this event comes. So we'll finally be able to complete the event actually, and etc. Let's see. The skill target will be explained in more detail in some monster skill descriptions. Graphic settings can now be adjusted specifically on Android devices. That's quite useful since the game is quite demanding for Android phones. Guide notifications will be displayed for longer in dungeons. Okay. I mean, how many of us read those? Like tips coming at the bottom of the screen. Disassembly cost for 5-star equipment to A grade or higher will be adjusted. Okay. Oh, apparently it costs to disassemble them. That's oh, that sucks. Account skill reset cost will be adjusted. I mean, I haven't had to reset the skill, but let me see. Can we somehow? Where is the reset button again? I don't actually see the reset. Ah, there it goes. 300 crystals? That's not too bad, I'd say, especially if you made a mistake like I did at maxing, for example, this tree early on, instead of maxing my monster spells. So yeah, that's pretty useful. 300 crystals is definitely not a lot, especially if you get like 6,000 from a simple task in a different event. It was 1,000 before, now it's 300, yeah. That's pretty good. Fixed issues. I won't go over these since it's mostly bug fixes, stuff like that. Yeah, improvements in the UI UX and dungeons mostly. Yeah, party finder. Yeah, so overall great upgrade. A lot of really great events, it seems, with pretty decent awards. So yeah, this one, no, this one was an old event. So if you're not a big fan of this, but of course you'll naturally collect this once you play the game. This is just collecting, yeah. This one, we'll see what the rewards are. Most likely just a few mystical skulls, some essences, similar stuff to this. So that's pretty good. And the mystical summon event, yeah. Don't how do I say it? Don't rush it too much. Don't waste your crystals on summoning. It's not worth it, trust me. It's better to use those crystals and improve on additional dungeon runs to get additional gear, since that will be way more important than another nat 5 or something. Even a nat, I mean, it's a legendary scroll, so you're most likely getting a nat 4, so don't even expect a nat 5 from a few legendary scrolls. But yeah, other than that, the guild request, yeah, only the Devilmon, forget the rest, nothing special. And the event itself, it'll be interesting to see this dungeon. I'll have to clear the story in a bit, and I might make a video on strategy tips and tricks on how to beat it. Other than that, it seems like that was it for the update, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see how the events pan out. We'll see how the new dungeon plays out. Quite excited to get into beating it, since Elite Froggy Prison was already done, sort of. So yeah, see you in the next one.